feeling good today, I can't lie. And I'm definitely in the mood where I'm just like, I don't want my hair to touch me, so I pinned it up completely away from my face just to help with the overstimulation. And yeah, I really want to try to make my apartment feel a bit more calm, or maybe do some things that will make me feel calm. I'm like so tired of cleaning. It's never ending. There's like always clothes to put away, always dishes to do, no matter how much Ray and I do them. So that's really frustrating and annoying. But I'm just like, maybe I want to do something productive and make some pickles or do the limoncello because that's done today. So yeah, I don't know. That'd be nice to do the limoncello. Although I feel like I don't have enough jars to do all of this. Like I had all these lofty goals and then forgot about the jar part of the situation. So I'm just gonna see what I have and what I can do. Definitely can feel myself seeking dopamine, but at the same time not wanting to do anything. I was on such a streak with my reading. I had read so many books this month and I was like on a tear. I was doing so well. I'm not saying that like quantity is everything in terms of reading, but I was just like devouring books. I was so excited to read the next one. And then I read It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. And I was just like, ooh. So I tried to remedy the situation by reading my little card up my sleeve, which is the last Emily Henry book that I haven't read yet. And it was really good. And now, having a not very good and then a very good book back to back, and now a book that is definitely a little bit hard to get into, just that combination has kind of slumped me out a little bit. I mean, to be fair, it's a very minor situation. Like, I just haven't read in a couple of days, which for me is like something to be like, oh wow. But, you know, I'm being dramatic for sure. I just need to pick a good book and start reading it. Maybe I'll continue the Paladins, series, because I do really like those. Anyways, let me stop blabbering and let's get to doing some stuff so that I can maybe feel a little bit better. And if you're in a similar situation and not feeling so great, then maybe you could try to do something either for you or that will make your space feel better, whether that's just picking up a few things and putting them in a hamper or doing a couple of dishes to make everything feel less overwhelming. I definitely have just like residual anxiety in my body right now. So let's do some stuff that'll make us happy. I would really love to bake some cookies, but my baking sheets are dirty right now and I don't feel like cleaning them, if I'm being completely honest with you. So I think I'm just gonna do the limoncello because that seems like something that I can mentally handle right now. But anyways, this is the limoncello. This jar is so pretty. I love it when it has the like engraved fruit stuff on it. Anyways, let me figure out the jar situation. Okay, so what we're gonna do is strain this into maybe a measuring cup. I have 4 jars here that have been cleaned, and technically that's all the jars that I need because I have 3 things of pickles, of cucumbers I mean. That smells so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. I really don't want to make this too sweet. I really don't want to make the limoncello too sweet. Okay, so for simple syrup, essentially when you have the limoncello like this, I have to be careful now that the lid's not on it. This is like pure vodka with the lemon, oils seeped into it. So what you're gonna do is see how much liquid you have. Let's see. Essentially, I'm just gonna pour. How am I gonna do this? Because I need this to be. Does that work? I just need it to not fall. Okay. I'm gonna pour the limoncello through here. Oh my god, there's a lot. This is so like orangey. Okay, so now that we have nearly 3 cups of this, which is apparently 700 milliliters, we got 700 milliliters of the vodka, and now I need to do the same amount of water, and I need to make a simple syrup. So usually with a simple syrup, it's gonna be 1 part water to 1 part sugar. So it would technically be 3 cups of water and 3 cups of sugar. But I think I'm only gonna do 1.5 cups of sugar. I really, really, really don't want my limoncello to be super, super, super sweet. So we're just figuring this out. It's the first time I'm making it. Obviously want to perfect my own recipe because this is something that I'm so excited about and would love to give out as gifts to friends and family who are willing to receive alcohol, just for myself too, because a limoncello spritzer, the best. So let's make the simple syrup. Okay, 3 cups. I'm gonna do 1.5 cups of sugar because honestly, like, less is more. If this is not super sweet, that's never something that I'm gonna be upset about, you know? That already looks terrifying. I could not imagine adding more sugar than that. Gonna heat this up. She's on the stove. Look how much sugar that is. What the hell? Okay, anyways, now I need to do my pickles, and that's what I'm really excited about. And I have to make sure to actually measure this time using the recipe that I gave you guys in my comments, because as you saw, I was going off of a recipe last time that was definitely not my ideal recipe, so I had to adjust it, and I would really like to try the exact recipe that I wrote down because I kind of eyeballed it and then wrote in what my guess would be for the pickles. I'm going to try that batch tomorrow and then do another batch with a slight adjustment, and then so on and so forth. Just stirring it. When I was really little, maybe like 9 or so, 10, 8, I don't know, somewhere young, I visited my family in Italy. I don't know exactly, I can't remember how they were related to us, but they were like our cousins of some kind, and they had made homemade limoncello, and essentially I feel like I remember there being like other herbs and things inside the limoncello as well. So I wonder if like in the future I could also infuse it with other stuff like mint or lavender. I don't know. Something about that seems kind of fun and exciting, but obviously I will wait until I've mastered regular schmegular limoncello before I add anything fun and fancy to it. But I like 100%, I remember like seeing other stuff floating around in their other jars of limoncello that they were letting sit for a while, and I tried it for the first time when I was very, very young. But I remember it being, I mean, like full-on alcohol. Like my mom let us literally like basically touch our lips or tongue to it, and we were like, oh my god, this is but thinking back in my memory, it wasn't super sweet and it was quite delicious for my own standards now today. So yeah, trying to get closer to those Italian roots, even though they were wiped away by American racism. Sadly, it affects us all. Obviously not as bad for some people than others, but I'm extremely disconnected to my Italian roots because my grandpa and his siblings were essentially disallowed from learning Italian because they didn't want them to have an accent or whatever, because his parents were both super Italian and spoke obviously Italian and English. And yeah, so he doesn't speak Italian, he doesn't really know many recipes, and sadly because of that, not much was passed down to me in that way. So I'm really just trying to reconnect with my Italian heritage by doing these things and making these recipes, and it's been really fun. So I'm always a big proponent of finding out the kind of stuff that's in your ancestry or lineage if you're able to do so, and trying to reconnect with that in any way that you can. So that's what I'm doing today. And it's healing something in me, I think. It's making me feel very happy and connected to generations of people before me that lived in Italy. And that's really cool. You know what I'm gonna say. Go drink some water. I'm waiting for the simple syrup to cool because I don't think that pouring cold vodka or room temperature vodka into boiling hot sugar water would necessarily be a good idea, but that's just my gut. Maybe it would be fine, but I'm just gonna let it cool down for a little bit. And yeah, I'm drinking some water. What else am I gonna do today? Well, I guess after this I'm gonna make some pickles. I'm honestly already starting to feel more calm and centered because I'm just not doing things that involve like extreme stimuli in my brain and eyeballs. I feel like on a day that you're feeling really overwhelmed, unfortunately, the best thing to do is just be uncomfortable for a little bit and remove yourself from stimuli in general. I read a book about stress and burnout that is particularly geared towards women and people raised as women, and it definitely is tough because there's a lot of societal things that go into it, but then there's also just hormones that are involved. And one thing that I actually really took from the book that I need to implement more is like closing the stress cycle loop, which essentially can be done by anything physical. So like shaking or running or doing some kind of exercise that gets your heart rate going. The second that you get into your body and out of your head, that's how you can close the stress cycle loop. So if you are having a really stressful day at work or whatever, just shaking or flapping or just kind of like jumping up and down. One thing, even for people that are chronically ill or disabled or immobile in some kind of way, is just like tensing all the muscles in your body and then releasing and doing deep breaths in between if you can't like jump around and be active like that for fear of physical bodily harm or discomfort. So there's a lot of ways to try to loop that circle closed, and I think that that's something that I would really like to do more often. It's hard when I'm so in my head all the time, but then obviously the solution to that is getting out of my head and into my body and like stretching or doing literal jumping jacks. Like that helps calm me down. Sometimes when I'm really stressed, I just jump up and down because it kind of just like, I imagine the stress shaking off of me every time I jump. Like I'm wearing it and it's just like falling off. So that helps me sometimes. It's also like the reason why your leg like bounces when you're nervous or have a lot of energy. It's your body literally trying to release that energy, because physiologically, like it is proven in so many studies that if you are nervous, if you are anxious, shaking helps release those things. It's literally called somatic experiencing. Look it up, it's a real thing. I have a whole playlist for somatic experiencing of like songs that just kind of get me moving and grooving that I sometimes just put on if I'm feeling really stressed, and I just shake it out, move, punch the air, do whatever I need to do what feels good, what feels right. move what areas of my body feel like there's a lot of tension. Like literally just dancing to a song for 3 minutes is something that is so greatly underrated as a mental health tool, like genuinely. So hot tip of the day, I guess, even though you might have already known all of that information. I'm just doing what I can here on the internet. I don't know. Also, if you didn't go get your water yet, what you waiting for, babe? Go get it. Drink your water. You had all this time. I'm doing it with you, don't worry. We're getting through shit together. Dramatic sighs also help, in my opinion. Okay, anyways, if I'm being completely honest, I have lost the patience to wait for this to cool down. It's mostly cool. It looks fine, whatever. I'm just gonna pour. Now it's more yellow. There we go. That's the vibes and the color that we know and love. The only thing now is like, how the hell am I gonna get it out of this saucepan? I'm probably just gonna scoop it in to an extent and then pour it. Is it totally unhinged if I just try to taste this and see if it's sweet enough? What time is it? It's 1:35. I can have 1 spoonful of alcohol, right? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yum. It's actually quite lovely. Sure is tart though. That tastes like limoncello to me. I'm so happy. Do you ever just like do a happy dance because food tastes good? Because I do that all the time. Like literally all the time. I'm the kind of person that when I eat something that tastes really good, I go like a little baby. I get so happy. All right, I think this is done. There we go. I think I found my recipe. Half the amount of sugar that you're supposed to do to the same amount of water as the amount of vodka that is lemon infused. Okay, that's really good. It's quite alcohol-y, obviously, because it's like strong as frickin' hell, but that's also the fun of it. I'm gonna scoop and pour, and I think that's just how I'm gonna do it. Look how yellow it is now. That's exactly the color that it's supposed to be. Liquid gold. Wow. Ah, I'm so happy. Ooh. Ow. Yeah, it's really strong. It's really strong. Should I add a little bit more water to this? Like a tiny bit just to top it off? I feel like that's not a bad idea. Like genuinely. It's gonna make it a little less sweet, but guess what? That's okay. There we go. First batch of homemade limoncello. And there's so much of it. Here we are with the limoncello. I literally cannot use this as a thumbnail because it'll look like I'm just holding up 2 jars of piss. So enjoy, people that are watching the video. Please don't use this for evil. I'm so happy. I'm gonna put this in the fridge now. Okay. Now it's time for the pickles. Okay, never mind. Half of these cucumbers are genuinely like halfway rotted on the ends. I don't know how, because I literally got them 2 days ago, but I'm not one to waste a good cucumber. So essentially what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna make a huge batch right now. I have some that I could probably wait, but the rest of these need to be used. I'm just gonna make a ginormous batch of pickles right now and hope that my recipe was good enough. Here's a brief interlude of flip while I do this. Okay, so ran out of regular white vinegar. Had to use some apple cider vinegar. Are they gonna taste like kombucha now? Because let's be honest, apple cider vinegar is the kombucha of vinegar. Should I have just waited? Nah, it's fine. Whatever. Don't be like me. This whole experiment is fucked anyway. I should have just waited and gone more white vinegar. Okay, well, this is just for the purpose of more pickles, I guess. This is no longer able to be a scientific experiment in this hypothesis of trying to figure out the best recipe for pickles. I got a lot of cucumbers jammed in there though. That's fun. I hope these taste good. Otherwise I just have 2 jars of fucking shitty pickles. Also, we were having a conversation in the Discord server and talking about like our favorite chips and stuff. And mine are definitely dill pickle chips. Like your favorite flavor of potato chips. For me, it is 100% dill pickle. I just love them. I really, really do. And if you haven't tried any and you like pickles, highly recommend. 10 out of 10 experience. Delicious, lovely, wonderful, amazing, incredible. This is a fun new way to cope. I know that sounds really weird, but it's like a lot of us probably in the past would have found a way to go and buy something really expensive or spend money or whatever on like something that you genuinely didn't need, probably didn't want actually when you're thinking about it, and at the end of the day would have just put you into more credit card debt. And here I am, some random person on the internet telling you that everything's gonna be fine and that a no-buy year is gonna be really good for you and really fun. And what am I doing? Shoving dill into a jar of pickles and self-soothing. You know, if I could have told my younger self that this is what I would be doing, I think I would have laughed. But then I would have been like, yeah, that kind of checks out. Long story short, you don't need to spend money to feel better. That's just what capitalism tells you that you need to do. There's nothing wrong with spending a couple dollars at the grocery store so that you can make something from scratch. And first of all, be happy because then you'll get to eat it. Second of all, feel a great sense of accomplishment because you're eating less processed foods and it's a fun thing to do as an activity. This is literally what a lovely way to spend my afternoon. I was having not a great day before this and I feel so much better now, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, let's pour. Oh, also, to whoever gave me the suggestion to pickle red onions, I had a red onion that was going off and I just added the pickling liquid from the pickles and then a little bit more vinegar and water. And here we are, the most beautiful pink pickled red onions you've ever seen in your life. And they are so delicious. I added them to a piece of avocado toast the other day. Oh my gosh, yum. So easy, so good. Highly recommend, especially if you like eating these. So easy. I'm just like in my pickling era right now. And I'm kind of tired of the whole like in my whatever era thing, but like I just am fucking pickling the shit out of everything at the moment. There's nothing else to say about it. Like that's just the truth. Now what? I have to finish working on a crochet project, so maybe that would be some fun, slow activity to do. I'm so close to finishing this crochet project, and I really would love to finish it, you know? And then I would like to start another. I really want to get better at straight crochet. I pretty much can only do amigurumi at this point with like any skill whatsoever. Every time I've tried to straight crochet, it just looks like shit, and I just unravel the whole thing. So I've kind of just taken a pause on that. And I just have to keep trying and keep trying. That's the only way to do it. So let's do some crocheting, I guess. Sit next to Flip on the couch. I'll just do the dishes later. vlog here, but I wanted to show you the shark is done. It's for my younger sibling Addie, who loves sharks. It's definitely a little wonky. It's like totally lopsided when you look at it from the front, but that's okay because you don't have to look at it from the front, so just don't and pretend like it's fine. This is my first attempt of doing anything after the woobles. This was 100% with a pattern, and like I just looked a little bit at a video because there was a little bit of color switching and everything. But anyways, that's the end of the vlog. Hopefully you had fun watching along, and hopefully you got some ideas of things to do to make yourself feel better. And we're just gonna get through it together and it'll be fine. I feel a lot better after doing all those slow tasks, so hopefully you can feel better after doing some things that you know that will help you too. That's it. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, I'm sending you all my love because we're all just trying our best out here, okay? I'm gonna go eat dinner now. Bye!